looks for opportunities, and whatever he does, he's loyal to that, so that he completes it. So basically looks for goals, and in the process, yeah, all this helps.
Okay, guys, when every brand comes up for the first time, what do they introduce us to? How do we associate brands?
The logo.
To their logo. Okay? So there is a lot, and every brand has a tagline that they live by, which they say is theirs, and that's why they are loyal to that tagline. Okay? Logos very rarely change unless and until the company is acquired and then it becomes something else. But otherwise, logos remain the same. So there's a lot of thought process that goes into a logo. This exercise was just for you to understand. One picture like this, if it doesn't make sense, like she said, ma'am, they got confused between royalty and loyalty. Okay? Well, another person was, when she said it and she closed her book. That's it. No more questions asked. I'm not interested. While so many of you are breaking your head to find a connect to what she said and what the picture is. Now, this is communication. Most of the time, when we look at something, there are a million thoughts that come to us. So when you as a brand go out, what is your logo that you can definitely quote to people? The one facial expression we spoke about.
Smile. Smile.
You know, we find out a fake smile from a real one, how?
Eyes. By looking at the eyes.
Yeah, how do you make out it's genuine? You don't say I'm genuine. Right? How do you make out? Eye contact. Your logo for the brand called you is the way you smile. There's a lot of depth in people's smiles. And in today's world, when people don't talk much, it's all in the face. Though you think you're having a blank expression, nobody can read it, there's a lot in your eye contact. Eye contact is a very important part of communication. How do you know somebody is confident?
They make eye
contact. Everyone up to your eyes or
into your eyes.
A person is confident when he looks into your eyes. How long can you look into somebody's eyes?
When he looks into the eyes of everyone.
When you're a group, eye contact is the easiest challenge to overcome. Okay, fleeting eye contact, everybody is in 4 seconds. You can measure 4 seconds. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 is all you look at a person, and the same count you maintain, everybody is listening to you. The challenge is one-on-one. You know, beyond a certain point, when you continuously look at a person, it is not seen as eye contact. It's seen as glaring or staring. If I am standing here and staring just as one person there, what happens to the rest of you?
We lose interest.
Negative thoughts.
Yeah, negative thoughts about me. Like, what is wrong with him? That she's going on looking at him and not at us. And you're not going to listen to whatever I'm going to say. So I end up being notorious in the crowd. Notorious is the opposite of famous. Okay, so the next time you use that adjective, be very careful, because notorious is the opposite of famous. It is very important. You are at the most beautiful, creative part of your life. Each one of you here is extremely unique. You said in the morning when I asked you about branding, you said the uniqueness of a brand. And that uniqueness is what they describe as unique selling proposition, or the USP of the brand. Now if it is brand new, each one of us need to know what is that uniqueness in us. Okay, can we have conversations this side, please? So when we spoke about behavior being like the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg that's visible to the surface is this, which measures your IQ. But what is below the surface is your EQ, which answers the most important question of why am I like this? And to get the answers for this, go back to your environment, your education, and your experience. And the best part of your attitude is all these three are constantly changing in your life. And you choose whether to be flexible and learn from it and go forward, or stay adamant with what you have. Look at your own selves. 3 years back, how would you react to something to how you're reacting to the same thing today? An argument, somebody says you're wrong, do you get offended directly, or you're like, yeah, maybe he's got a point, I'm just not listening to it. Carefully. So that is important for you to do, and that is your education. So every time these three change, we automatically change. And these three are never constant. Now from here, when you move, like he said he's come from the UAE, from UAE to here, I'm sure a lot changed. From here to your next life, I still can't believe how you came up with vibrant. You're such a calm person, such a calm person. Even if you're jostled to do something, you're like, yes. Okay. So vibrant is such a beautiful adjective. I think you should start saying it every morning. It'll make you vibrant again. So it's so important for us to understand that what we say and what we do are two different things for a lot of people. Who we are and who we truly are can also be different for a lot of people. Like he said, there are so many things of me that class doesn't know, and I don't want to share it. So he chooses what you should know about him and what you shouldn't. So we always have a choice. So when I said emotional quotient, I said we start with intrapersonal. So what is intrapersonal?
Within yourself.
It's the communication to the self. To understand how much you know yourself. But you know, in the pyramid to emotional intelligence, the next step is interpersonal. What is interpersonal communication?
With others.
One-to-one.
One-to-more. It can be like that, right? If this is self-awareness, the beauty of emotional quotient and emotional intelligence is, it is not what seems on the surface. If this is self-awareness, intrapersonal, interpersonal is self-management. What is the meaning of that? How can interpersonal be self-management?
How you manage yourself in front of others.
For that, your base should be very sound. Like I said, when the CEO doesn't know, he has the courage to come and tell his team, I don't know how to take you forward. Right? So he knows where he's operating from. And therefore, he doesn't get worried that the team is going to think he is not the right person sitting on the chair. That sense of security comes from. The more secure you are in your space, the better you'll manage yourself with others. Because then comes the third part of the pyramid, which is situational leadership. What is a situational leader? Who is a situational leader?
Who manages the situation properly.
Who acts according to the situation.
Who manages it and
responsibility.
get it.
Who knows when to
Gets
be
the
a
work done.
Yeah.
Okay.
who knows when to be a leader and when to let others do the work.
Very good. Servant leadership today is number one everywhere, where you know when to lead, you know when to allow others to lead. But you also are a situational leader when you are very well networked, that you know who to pick for the task that you are given responsibility for. We spoke about the cultural event. So the cultural secretary should know who are the people who can get the work done. You know, when you allot jobs, giving the right job to the right person by itself is a challenge that you don't have to micromanage. Now, if I become a situational leader, I'm given only responsibility, no authority. So I should have very good interpersonal relationships, which springs from very confident intrapersonal communication that helps me become a great situational leader. And the more I take, because situational leadership is more voluntary, it's not thrust on you. You take it up. You can take it up only if you're confident of your network. your networking skills. That tomorrow you go and tell the person, please, can you finish this? They don't turn back and say, why should I? And that's where your interpersonal skills are. So it's all about building each of this. And the more you work on yourself, the better you are at handling it. And the quicker you do it, the better you understand